just a little bit of a backstory to unlimited licensing. Inductive Automation's founder, Steve Heckman, used to be an integrator himself, and he was frustrated by the licensing models of conventional SCADA software. He knew that there had to be a better way. So he actually created Ignition's unlimited licensing as a result of these frustrations, and it's one of the pillars that our company is founded on. Unlimited licensing is really just that. It's unlimited. It's sold by the server, and there are no limits to the number of tags, the clients, devices, designer, reports. The list really goes on. On Ignition side of things, there's truly no limit. It really boils down to what the hardware can support that is running Ignition, or that server hardware. So you get everything for one affordable price. And when I say affordable, people are often shocked at just how affordable it is compared to conventional licenses. So let's dig into why exactly unlimited licensing is so crucial and what makes it possible. First, this type of licensing model supports innovation. It eliminates all the barriers that are typically there with conventional licensing models. So if you have a brilliant idea for a control systems project, you don't need to go back to the well to get another license, incur that cost, take up time to set it up, and all of that. You can just quickly implement your idea. And then because of how affordable unlimited licensing is, it lets you put that savings back towards things that are also important, like development, manpower, expansion, etc. And since you aren't wasting time doing numerous installations and setting up a bunch of licenses, you can get projects done more rapidly, which is a win-win for integrator and end users alike. Finally, unlimited licensing also makes it easy to scale. Since you can add on the new tags and devices without hassle, it really sets an organization up for success, not only in the present, but for the future as well, as you start to realize more and more potential. The first pain point we'll discuss is about high cost of conventional licensing. Conventional SCADA software licensing has incremental charges for every little thing. For example, typically, like a 1 to 10 tag system will cost you a certain amount, and then once you get to the next threshold of maybe 50 or 100 tags, it costs another amount, and this all adds up extremely fast and uses up the lion's share of an average project's budget. But on the flip side, Ignition's unlimited licensing provides unlimited tags. There's no tiers that you got to hit. Clients, screens, and more for one single price. So since the number of tags you have is only limited by this hardware, you could have hundreds of thousands of tags before needing to get an additional license. This is how Ignition is just a fraction of the cost of conventional licensing, and as a result, the licensing cost only uses up a small part of your project's overall budget. To dive further into that last point about budget allocation, here we have a comparison of two budgets, one using traditional SCADA software and the other using Ignition. So in these examples, you can see how projects built in Ignition will leave you a lot more budget to use for implementation compared to traditional SCADA software, since only a very small part will be needed for things like software licensing and installation labor. And to really hit home the drastic difference in price that I was talking about, check this out as an example. Here's a comparison of a competitor's quote with Ignition's pricing. A customer sent this a few years ago, so the prices might have changed slightly, but it kind of shows you the difference in cost between Ignition and other SCADA products. The second pain point is that conventional licensing is time consuming, and it takes a lot of effort to work with. With conventional licensing, you waste a lot of time and effort on installations and every time you need to activate new licenses. But Ignition's unlimited licensing makes it a breeze to add on new tags, devices, clients, and more. And it helps you save a lot of man hours. Instead of spending time activating licenses, you can focus on what's really important, building innovative solutions. After you've completed a project, it can be difficult or even impossible to add on additional sensors or devices. With Ignition, on the other hand, you're able to deliver control systems that are future-proofed and ready to scale. You can add on new sensors or devices without hassle. And the last pain point we'll touch on is that conventional licensing hinders innovation. And this is a big one, really. And since there are so many barriers with conventional licensing, it can make it hard to give your customers exactly what they ask for. If you have a brilliant idea, right, on how to improve a control system, it can be difficult to get approval to incorporate that idea. This leads to a lot of innovative thoughts going to waste and systems that are ultimately uninspired because of those barriers. With unlimited licensing, however, you get the polar opposite experience. A lot of ignition integrators rave about how they can, now say yes to almost anything their customers request. And when they come up with an innovative solution in a project, they can add it in without needing to justify their ROI because they won't need to incur additional charges from the licensing.